And so here we are, the final installment of Patrick Gouvea's brilliant YouTube documentary, the Fight Films production, The Alliance That Changed the World, Donald Trump and Dana White. In this last chapter, we will see how these two juggernauts were in a collision course. However, they have changed their trajectory, and instead of colliding, one submitted to the other. It's up to you to decide who to submit it to who. However, both businesses decided to work together. And in the course of this alliance, many podcasters, from the likes of Joe Rogan to Theo Vaughn, all supported Donald Trump with his bid for the 2024 election, which brings us up to date. But first, the rift of all rifts, Barack Obama and Donald Trump. Who fired the first shots? Let's dip into it.
In 2009, Donald files for bankruptcy once again. But through a series of complex moves, Donald is somehow able to buy back stakes from his company at an even lower price.
Donald Trump is buying one of his own companies out of bankruptcy. Beal Bank Nevada agreed to put in $100 million to save Trump Entertainment.
The always inventive Trump finding ways to make money and capitalize on the crisis.
I'm positive that somebody who's made a gazillion dollars going bankrupt and re-upping and getting loans and losing people's money and starting that fell apart, he's also a crook, right? Like, I'm confident.
Yeah, well, he's the kind of crook that does it by the rules, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay,
there's rules that you can follow, that you can walk up and down Wall Street.
You use the laws of the country, the laws of the land, and I did.
It's business in America.
It is. It's business in America.
In 2010, the USC is still blocked from entering New York.
And the Culinary Union are the biggest bunch of scum on earth. Talking about a bunch of dorks from the Culinary Union. They created a website about me. They did all this other stuff. Culinary Union, I don't give a you guys think, what you do. Go away, you creeps. Just go away. We will beat you every time. Just go away.
New York State does not recognize mixed martial arts as a legal sport.
We have not been able to get a vote on the assembly floor.
Strongly oppose this legislation.
The encouragement that we will give to children to pursue violence on a professional level. Domestic violence, drug use.
You have two nearly naked hot men rolling around on top of one another.
Bite off each other's ears.
That's gay porn with a different ending.
Professional boxing is allowed in the state of New York. Professional kickboxing is allowed. They're allowed grappling competitions. It just did not make sense.
But we don't want prostitution here, and we don't want dogfighting here, and we don't want ultimate fighting here.
That guy is a idiot.
He really is.
Moron. That is the dumbest argument. Dogfighting and prostitution. I guarantee you this is financial. I guarantee you there are these getting some sort of incentives financially to not sanction MMA in New York, and that's the reason why.
I, not entirely facetiously, say I'm doing more for the economy opposing this than the legalization would, because of all the money coming into New York into the lobbying firms.
And that guy's anti-American. Anybody that wants to keep you from doing what you want to do, that's anti-personal freedom. That's f***ing disgusting.
So we ended up actually suing the state of New York.
We filed a lawsuit against the state of New York, challenging the constitutionality of the law that banned MMA.
It's also in the state of New York that the Attorney General office would launch an inquiry against Trump University in 2011.
Donald Trump now the focus of 3 separate lawsuits claiming Trump University was a fraud.
You basically have a bunch of people who took these courses and say they thought they were going to get educated, and instead they felt that they got upsold and shook down and didn't get any of the education they were promised.
I went for Trump because of his
alleged reputation. To the best of my knowledge, he was an extremely successful billionaire real estate mogul.
Is Donald Trump personally involved in the marketing of this product?
Donald Trump's sole role was in marketing. He was the pitch man. We have the videos of him.
If you don't learn from the people that we're going to be putting forward, and these are all people that are hand-picked by me.
The teachers were neither hand-picked nor experts. He was not involved in the curriculum. He never met or trained the instructors.
Can you name for me one good live events instructor?
I don't know
Ask
the
and
instructors.
Do you know a single good live events instructor?
Ask and answer.
Do you?
Am I supposed to answer that?
You've answered it many
All I can
times.
say is
Answer it again.
it's many years ago.
What do you know about real estate?
Real estate is a very wide, huge business. I got involved in real estate personally myself in the 90s.
Again, you don't have any idea what the qualifications were of those instructors, correct?
I just said get good people. I wanted good people, and I told you I saw resumes.
You wanted good people, but you have no idea what the actual qualifications were, correct?
I hear we had some great instructors.
Well, what do you know about real estate?
Again, I'm not prepared to answer those questions today. This is about Trump University.
But I'm asking you, do you have any personal knowledge to what the qualifications
They
are?
had to be good. I wanted good instructors.
I know what you wanted. What I'm asking you is, do you have any personal knowledge that they were, in fact, good?
I've heard good things.
Here's an email you wrote. I just spoke to Austin and Irene, the older retired couple who had to pull the $30,000 balance for the gold, and she said it's done and should be in Monday, so that will be another $35K. We will easily have another $100K hit by Friday. Yahoo. Your associate, Ryan, responds, these peeps don't have a chance against us. Smiley face.
That's called sales.
It's fraud. This is a straight
Well,
up
that's called a
fraud.
lead.
It's like selling people something you say is a Mercedes and it turns out to be a Volkswagen.
When educators deliver less than promised for more money and claim they're doing something great, it's fraud, pure and simple.
You can answer that question, whether or not you need to read the whole chapter in order to answer the question.
I would say it's not fraud.
Okay.
The Trump University lawsuit will unfold over the next few years and remain a major stain on his brand. With a steady decline in ratings of The Apprentice, Donald took his biggest and most controversial swing yet.
Our current president came out of nowhere. In fact, I'll go a step further. The people that went to school with him, they don't even know, they never saw him. They don't know who he is. Crazy. He's now our president. He's our president.
Do us a favor. Please run for president. Please. Come here, get a picture. Please run for president.
All I want to do is see this guy's birth certificate. Perhaps it's going to say Hawaii. Perhaps it's going to say Kenya.
You have people now down there searching, in Hawaii?
Absolutely. And they cannot believe what they're finding. Have they found? Well, it's none of your business right now. We're going to see what happens. Have they found anything? We're going to see what happens.
Well, I've been told very recently, Anderson, that the birth certificate is missing. I've been told that it's not there and it doesn't exist.
If he wasn't born in this country, which is a real possibility, then he has pulled one of the great cons in the history of politics. Why doesn't he show his birth certificate? And you know what?
No one has ever asked George Bush or said to George Bush.
But George Bush was born in this country. There's something on that birth certificate that he doesn't like.
Oh my God, that is just the worst thing. That he was 3 pounds instead of 8.
I love you. I'm telling
I love you too. I think that's the biggest pile of dog mess I've heard in ages.
But the data doesn't lie. This is a Google Trends graph that shows people's interest over time. Despite Donald's success on television dating back to 2004, look at what happened in 2011. His impact was now too big to ignore.
As many of you have been briefed, we provided additional information today about the site of my birth.
I was just informed while on the helicopter that our president has finally released a birth certificate.
Yes, in fact, I was born in Hawaii, August 4th, 1961, in Kapiolani Hospital.
I'd want to look at it, but I hope it's true, so that we can get on to much more important matters. And hopefully when I sit down with interviews, people don't start talking about birth certificate, like they've been doing.
We do not have time for this kind of silliness. We got better stuff to do. I've got better stuff to do.
The same year, the UFC signed its biggest broadcast deal yet.
To kick things off, I'd like to introduce the distinguished executives who we have available to make today's historic announcement and answer your questions. David Hill, Chairman of Fox Sports. Eric Shanks, Co-President and COO, Fox Sports Media Group. Dana White, President of the UFC. Lorenzo Fertitta, Chairman and CEO of the UFC. Also joining us today from the UFC are former UFC champion Rashad Evans, UFC Hall of Famer Chuck Liddell, UFC lightweight champion Frankie Edgar, and UFC welterweight champion George St. Pierre.
This was it for me. This is what I always wanted. This is what I always felt was the pinnacle for us here in the United States, was to get a deal with Fox.
The UFC's aggressive tactics paid off, but it also came back to haunt them.
A huge antitrust lawsuit, a class action lawsuit being filed against Zuffa.
The plaintiffs in the case allege the UFC suppressed fighter pay through anti-competitive tactics such as shutting out competition and controlling the market for top-level fighters.
From the fighters' perspective, they believe that what the UFC has done, they've created a monopoly, and they've bought up basically any type of competition that would be in direct competition with the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
So you're allowed to do business, you're allowed to become big, and you're allowed to become powerful. But if you monopolize an industry, and if you abuse that monopoly by cutting out competition, that's where the law steps in and says, okay, we've got a problem here.
But the monopoly argument, the problem is that you can make that with the NBA, you can make that with the NFL, you make that with Major League Baseball.
Someone had actually sued the NFL for the same reason back in 1984. Donald Trump. Back then, he was the owner of the New Jersey Generals, a team in the United States Football League.
We're certainly looking to compete with the NFL, and the answer is we are in a form of war right now with the NFL. There's no question about it.
We're going to be around for a long time, fellas, and we're going to win our antitrust case. And good luck to everybody. I would have liked to have been an NFL owner if I could have gotten in inexpensively. And frankly, this was a way of getting, as one alternative, into the NFL very inexpensively.
Do you see this as an attempt on their parts to maybe force a merger somewhere down the line?
That's all that Donald Trump and two or three of those immensely wealthy men have in mind.
The USFL technically won the lawsuit.
The jury in the case delivered its verdict. It ruled the NFL did indeed monopolize pro football, but it awarded damages of just $1.
However, the stakes for the UFC antitrust lawsuit would be much larger.
If proven during trial, the UFC would stand to pay up to $1.6 billion in damages to 1,200 fighters who competed for the promotion from 2010 to 2017.
The lawsuit began in 2014 and would unfold over the next 10 years. But in 2015, the UFC would get a major win.
The man largely responsible for blocking MMA in New York is former State Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver. However, Silver was recently arrested and has since resigned from his post.
Speaker Silver surrendered to the FBI in Manhattan earlier this morning. We allege that Silver corruptly collected some $4 million in bribes and kickbacks.
Sheldon Silver is going to prison, drawn out for the criminal that he is.
And Silver's departure has given new life to a bill that has gone down to defeat every time it's come up in the Assembly because he didn't like it.
Announce the results.
Ayes 113, noes 25.
The bill has passed.
It looks like New York State is getting mixed martial arts after all.
And congratulations on passing the bill. I supported it, but it had to wind its way through the legislative process, which can sometimes be circuitous.
I would like to announce that with the approval of the New York State Athletic Commission, we will be hosting our first event here at Madison Square Garden on November 12th.
It's an honor and a privilege to have finally gotten past all the corruption that kept us out of New York State for the greatest card ever assembled.
In 2016, the Fertitta brothers sell the UFC to Ari Emanuel, who used to be Donald Trump's agent.
Hollywood super agent Ari Emanuel purchased the UFC Mixed Martial Arts League for about $4 billion. It was a stunning valuation for the UFC, which just 15 years prior had been bought for a meager $2 $2 million.
While the UFC has grown exponentially since then, the threat of the antitrust lawsuit still looms over the organization to this day.
In some businesses, there's they will break you up if you have a monopoly, and it seems to be at the very least connected politically.
And I have a brother who's a politician. He's an ambassador, as it said. The lifeblood to a campaign in politics, the lifeblood is money.
It's like, how much money are you donating to the Democratic Party? How much money are you donating to the Republican Party? How much money do you spend on whatever programs they want? How much money you spend on whatever charities they would like you, whatever funds, whatever this, whatever that, whatever foundations. You got to play this game.
All right, everybody, please have a seat. Donald Trump is here tonight. He certainly would bring some change to the White House. No one is happier, no one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Like, did we fake the moon landing? What really happened in Roswell? And where are Biggie and Tupac? All kidding aside, obviously we all know about your credentials and breadth of experience. For example, no, seriously, just recently in an episode of Celebrity Apprentice, you, Mr. Trump, recognized that the real problem was a lack of leadership. And so ultimately you didn't blame Little John or Meatloaf. You fired Gary Busey. And these are the kind of decisions that would keep me up at night.
Lesson 5, always get even.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point. At real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump. At least I will go down as a president.
I am officially running for President of the United States.
My fellow Americans, it is my honor to introduce the 45th and soon to be 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Fuck me, we're all at war because of Obama and Donald Trump having a spat. Fuck! What an absolute banger. There's no way America is not having a civil war. No way. Well, God damn. Fuck. There are no words. I'll see you on the next one.